Rise and Shine Rwanda, it's Tuesday the 10th of November.
Good morning, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Ivan Magwene.
And me, Yvette Shimbusho.
Over the next hour, we'll bring you all the latest news, sports and business headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. So Yvette, what do you have for us today?
Well, the ICT sector is actually distributing locally made laptops in partnership with a Latin American company.
Wow.
So I'll tell you more about that.
Can't wait to hear that. So tell me, what's going on in the world of entertainment, Sherry?
Well, I don't know if I should say it's entertainment, but I went to Meze Fresh recently, and let's just say it was very exciting for me, and it's going to be exciting. And there was food, yes.
Of course, a lot of drama taking place in the world of sports, Mr. Moses.
Absolutely. The biggest story is Tepe Mazembe has won the 5th Champions League title.
Oh, wow.
And more to come in details.
Can't wait to hear that. Well, all that more and still to come, but first, Rise and Shine, story of the day. Well, it is every student's dream to be at university. For most students, it is that time that they finally get to be independent and make certain decisions that affect their daily lives. In our today's story of the day, we look at how college life is in Rwanda. We explore life, education, and the environment. We visited the University of Rwanda College of Business and Economics to get their views. Take a look.
I'm called Eric Nzingabo. My experience has been very awesome. I really met new friends. I enjoyed college. You know, I did expect to be much fun, though this school is not that much fun, but we try to create it.
I'm called Johnny Mwesigye. I am the minister in charge of social affairs, sports and culture. Maybe what challenges them is at the first time they are going to do their cuts, they don't always know how questions are set, and after they are done with the cuts, they now are integrated into the academics. They know how questions are set, and after some time they realize they are fully integrated into.
I'm Janet Shemir. I'm Netu BBA. Different other friends you meet on campus. You know, you meet people of different, different status, like the married, single, and people of your age. You know, in year one, many people of the same age. So you meet, try to discuss what was in your school, how was it like, so how are you seeing campus, what can we do to make our lives get better and better, especially in academics, to see what can increase every day.
The lifestyle is very good. You know, here in CBE we have freedom of dress. It's something which is very good.
So it's something you like?
I really like it. You know, you can wear anything you want. You can wear a shirt. Ladies can wear miniskirts. I mean, they are free.
So the thing that I'm gaining today at campus is it's all about making good decisions, making good friends, and see what I have to do next every day, what step I have to make every day of the day you join campus. The friends you make, what are the good things that I'm getting from my friends? What are the things that they do that I should not do in order to move up with this level? You know, you may have many friends, but not all friends are good. That's what I can say. Yeah, so it's all about making good decisions, know what you want, and be the person you want to be.
I understand at the end of the day that student who indulges in such a practices don't get the expected skills. If you, for example, go to school, to class, you study, and all of a sudden you get marks which you never worked for, that means even in your head you don't have the skills. So I advise female students who relate with their professors or lecturers really to desist from the habit, because it leaves them with empty minds and they don't compete in the global market when they get out of campus.
And now joining me in studio is Doreen Nahoe. Welcome to the studios.
Thank you.
Well, I'm pretty sure as a university student, you've been able to explore the wonderful world of university life. So tell us a little bit about your experience.
University life is something that every high school student is always looking up to.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. I did my high school in Uganda, and I came to Rwanda for university. Yeah, okay, it depends. It wasn't so much easier for me, because I used to speak most of English, and by that time it was a Kinyarwanda, French, and I was like, if there is no English, I'm going back. But I was lucky Mount Kenya was there and everything, but still, university life, it's easy. Okay, we take it to be easy because everyone is looking out for it. It's like, I can't wait to get there. But besides that, it's again the hardest life.
All right.
You feel you're free, so you need a bit self-control.
Okay, so tell me about that, because I know with freedom comes consequences.
Yeah,
what are some of the things that you have faced alongside your journey in university so far, because you've been able to be granted the freedom?
I can say that because I'm not the kind of person who wants to have full freedom. I always want someone to push me a little bit and tell me, today you're late at home. Why did you come late like this? Okay, there is a sense of responsibility. You feel good when you know someone else is pushing you. But there is this time, university is fun. Every day people are having parties and they want you there. So if you don't have a little bit of self-control, you're going to attend all of them, forgetting what people told me they're going to complain, even if you're staying like alone, but other consequences. You don't have time for your own self. Maybe you're working and then have to go to school, working, then school, then again you have to go for the party. It is like something so much. So someone needs a little bit of self-control, and behind that, they need someone also who can be like pushing you a little bit. Don't do that. They take it to be bad, but in actual sense, it is something good.
Now, for people out there, they need to know specifically what schedule a Rwandan student at university looks like. I want to know, what is your daily routine every day?
Okay, me, first I used to have morning classes. Then after morning classes, I used to be like, go home. Then, okay, it was a little bit boring. You get it? School, then home.
So does that mean there are no more university activities out there that make you engaged?
Now that is the thing. Students are not looking out for the activities in school that really keep
So
them
it's the issue of the students, not the schools?
Yes, I can say it is the students. They don't even check on the notice board. There is something they don't. They need like running after them, which is almost impossible for the university.
So it's something our students could do better.
Pardon?
It's something our students should be looking out for.
That's what they should be looking out for. Because you imagine that life without anything. Universities, they are universities, but still we are part of them. You get it? That's what we need to know. So I would like it if we make universities we are in the kind of places we would want to be in. So if I feel I want sports, why now not have an advantage of doing it right there? If I love to dance, why can't I take an advantage of doing it right there? Yes.
So my other question also goes with the, now changing environment means changing a lot of things, but more specifically, since it's education, I'll emphasize on the professors.
Yeah, sure.
As somebody who has had at least 2 education systems, I want to understand what's your overall view on most of our professors, especially in Rwanda.
Most of my professors, okay, of course in Uganda, most of my professors were Ugandans. And in Rwanda, I've had Kenyans and...
Do you think that's a problem that we're having most professors here as Kenyans and Ugandans?
No, even Rwandans are there. But we are missing, by the way, Rwandan lecturers. Most of them are Kenyans, and if you find it is a Rwandan one, people always have comments on them.
What comments? I need to know.
They say, okay, if you have a problem with the lecturer, you're like, you guys, my marks are missing. They first ask you, Rwanda. So they'll be like, it's going to complicate everything and what. And they
so what you're trying to say is that Rwandan teachers are professors.
On the contrary, I don't find
kind
it
of
like
complicated?
That. It depends on how you approach them. So if I reach the hi, hello, you know, sometimes a smile like bribes people a little bit. Like, hi, how are you, sir? So you may not hit specifically on the problem that you're meeting, but you first make a little bit of a story, like, by the way, I miss your marks. Trust me, it's going to be like, are you serious? Which marks? And he's going to give them to you. But you go with a very bad attitude. You're like, no, sir, you didn't put my marks. What? He's not going to give them to you.
Alright.
But I don't find them like that.
Okay.
Even my supervisor, by the way, when I was doing my research, is Rwandan. But
Yes.
I find him okay, and everyone says he's like, he's hard, but how do you approach people? So if you approach them badly, expect that. But if you approach
Then
them
my other question would be on the issue of living and in terms of housing here for university students.
Yeah.
Why is it that we see very little numbers of investments in student hostels, but especially the private sector? Because if you look at places where the universities, it's a place where business is supposed to be booming in terms of hostels, in terms of restaurants.
Yeah.
Where do we see that problem? Is it the issue of money? Is it that most of the families here can't afford taking a student or having a hostel for their student?
On the contrary, I think that business would be there. But now students are staying home because like universities are around it. Kigali is a very small town. So if I'm staying in Kabeza, why do I have to go for a hostel? When Mount Kenya is at
But most parents prefer students going in a place where they're going to concentrate more on the education. Most campuses don't have all these kind of facilities close to their schools.
Yeah.
We should have at least hostels closer to the schools.
Yeah, that's really true. But again, when you're building up hostels, now look at the number of students that are likely going to stay there.
And that's the exact
Yeah.
question. Why don't we have the numbers?
First of all, the numbers, I think, generally Rwanda has a very small population. You get it? And most of the students, they are staying like home. And when you see the amount of rent they can accommodate, in the video go, if you're from Mount Kenya, if you're staying at Mount Kenya, what is the problem of staying in the video go? You get it? It's a really very bad accommodation, but when it comes to financially, they can accommodate that. So if there is a possibility of someone putting their hostels, and is likely to charge 50,000 maximum, not 70.
Alright.
Trust me, students are going to be there.
All right, thank
Yeah,
you
sure.
so much. There you got it from Doreen. You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's unbelievable, but what you see is what you pay.
Okay, let's get today's business. Yvette Shumbusho has the details.
Let's take a look at business news making headlines today. Discussions were carried out with the Rwandan authorities on the fourth review of their economic and financial program supported by the IMF's policy support instrument. The IMF mission met with the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, Ambassador Claver Gatete, the Governor of the National Bank of Rwanda, Honorable John Rwangombwa, Minister of Trade and Industry, Honorable Francois Kanimba, and other government officials, development partners, and private sector representatives. Redifer noted that Rwanda's economic performance in 2015 has been stronger than expected, with the growth in the first half of the year's averaging 7.3%. Much of the growth came from construction and other services, while agriculture and manufacturing grew roughly in line with expectations. Local entrepreneurs and investors in the ICT sector have partnered to form a wholesale distribution outlet of gadgets and electronics manufactured in the country by Positive BGH. Constituting 15 entrepreneurs, Africa Smart Investment Distribution will be involved in the distribution of devices produced by the Latin American firm with a presence in Rwanda. The new entity has since been hired by the government to facilitate the distribution of devices to ensure acceleration of the commercialization of the devices produced. ASID kicked off their operation at a launch that hosted prospective resellers, telecommunication firms, and government officials at their warehouse based in the Special Economic Zone in Kigali. Financial institutes have been urged to develop products that meet the needs of smallhold farmers as one of the interventions to support the agriculture sector to increase productivity and fight rural poverty. Alpha Kadri, the East African Exchange Country Manager, said most banks do not want to lend to farmers, saying that this in a way crippled growth of the agriculture sector, which has affected efforts geared at reducing poverty among the masses. Kigali-based exchange, East African Exchange, is a regional commodity exchange that was established to link smallholder farmers to better markets. The exchange operates a warehouse receipts system that facilitates farmers to access loans using receipts of stored produce. And welcome back in studio. With us joining is Christian Tuze. Thank you and welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, and I see you have another guest for us.
Yeah, sure. I have a really special guest, and you really want to know her.
Oh,
yeah, she's the vice president of Akira, and it's called Anastasia. For more, she'll let you know.
Okay, thank you very much, Anastasia, for joining us. And so
thanks for having me.
And we know for sure that you guys had an event last week, Friday, and I heard it was pretty amazing because you were all launching and actually introducing the new members and letting them settle in. So you can maybe just tell us exactly what took place.
Sure. Well, it was our launch and welcome event for new members. We had it at the Impact Hub space in Kiyovu. And it actually exceeded our expectations. People stayed longer than we even had the space. We're asking so many questions. We really just wanted to walk new members through how Aquilanet works, what they can expect. But, you know, the demand at the event for really detailed information about how to become better applicants, how to write their CVs, really surprised me.
Oh, that is great. What were some of your highlights of the event?
Well, we had a lot of questions about what to expect in the interview. In particular, there is a question that you can often expect, which is, what are your greatest weaknesses? And we found that the attendees were very uncomfortable with this question.
Yes.
Some of them said, well, what if I answer this question, the prospective employer might use this answer against me, or that, you know, they might not hire me because of these weaknesses. And, you know, we really spent about 15 minutes just going through this question and just saying that, you know, nobody's perfect. Of course you have weaknesses. And so when the employer is asking this question, they want to know who you are as a person, as a whole person. They also want to know that you're working on your weaknesses, because if you can acknowledge what your challenges are and explain what your solution is to resolve them, it means that you know yourself, and it means that you are willing to work on the things that you need to work on.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
it was really interesting.
Was there any other questions that maybe the
Yeah.
attendees asked? For example, I have one.
Yeah.
I mean, CV. How long should it be?
Wow, this is one of the most common misconceptions. I think there's this idea that the longer your CV is, the more qualified you are as an applicant, and I really can't tell you how wrong that is. You know, as a hiring manager, myself or anyone, we on average have 3, maybe 4 seconds to look at a CV and determine if we want to move forward with this applicant. So when we have 6 pages, well, it's like reading a really long book.
Yes.
So really, if you have 10 years or less experience, there's no reason that it should be more than 2 pages.
Yes.
People were very surprised at the event. So surprised that actually I had to show my CV on the screen and show people that actually, yes, I have 10 years of experience, but my CV is 1 page.
Really?
Exactly.
1 page. Here I was sitting on 3 pages. I need to rethink.
It's about layout. It's about
evaluate.
being creative about how you present the information
Yes.
and presenting only relevant information.
Oh, great.
Things that employers want to know.
I definitely need to join Aquila.net.
Sure.
You
I
know?
will surely do. Yeah.
So my next question is, were the people, like for example, once the event was done, are people still able to apply? I mean, those ones that were not at the event, because it was like inauguration for all the new members.
Yeah.
Are people still able to apply?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, the event was open to non-members too. It was a welcoming event for new members, but also we invited many people that are prospective applicants. And we're actually growing our network and community right now. So you can easily apply at aquila.net/apply. And we're taking applications on a rolling basis at all times. Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that I've seen that is a benefit to us for joining Aquila is, you know, we get to, our CVs are reviewed and we're able to get some really good feedback. Are there any other benefits of joining Aquila.net?
Definitely. Well, I think the biggest one is that when you join AquilaNet, you're actually joining a community of other talented people. So just by virtue of being accepted on AquilaNet, you signal to prospective employers that you've passed a certain quality standard, because we only accept the very best for client-facing roles. So you have to pass the phone screen, you have to pass the CV screen, and we're looking for particular predictors of success. So you're joining a community of very, very talented people, so you know that if you ever have challenges, you know, you can always talk to this community and that they're there for you. You also get assigned something that I think is very special, a talent advocate.
Oh yeah, we had them over last week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're amazing.
So these dedicated talent advocates are basically your career coaches. It's like someone who can hold your hand through this very stressful process of looking for jobs and offer helpful advice on how to apply, on how to improve your professional profile, which is the AquilaNet version of a CV. There's also weekly recommendations based on your skills and interests. So we take your information, what you're interested in, what kind of experience you have, and then we match you to the jobs that we have in our database, which actually helps both the employers and the job seekers, because it increases the amount of qualified applications that reach the employer's eyes.
Oh, great. And you say that the applicants have to go through a process. I mean, the screening, the phone interview and everything. What if somebody is not able to make it? And let's say, for example, you don't allow them to actually join the community. What can they do to actually improve themselves so that they can be able to join next time?
Oh, You can start with the Aquila Nat Career Magazine, which is actually, we started the Career Magazine in January 2015, so it's almost a year that we have daily articles about career advice, covering entrepreneurship trends, interviews with established entrepreneurs and business people in the region so that you can get advice on how to be more successful. There's so many resources. We even have our own Get Hired guide, which is a step-by-step guide on how to get a job and how to go through the job search. So we offer so many resources for job seekers, and the best part, all of it is free.
Oh, that is really good.
Yeah, so if you're a prospective job
helpful.
seeker, you should be applying, because the way that it works is actually that employers pay if there's a successful hire.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, great. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. And very helpful at the same time. I mean, you have people that can help you through the journey of actually getting a job, and even afterwards. By the way, that's another question I wanted to ask. Afterwards, let's say, for example, I apply to join the community and then I'm accepted. So what happens after and I get a job? Are you still with me through that whole process?
Well, that's a good question, because even at the reception, one of the attendees asked that very question. He was like, maybe if I land a job abroad, across East Africa, what do you guys do for me? And it's a community for a reason. Once you are into a community, you just don't live like that.
Yes.
And whenever you have struggles at your job, and maybe having a little bit of some problems, not finding yourself in, and have other more advices, you seeking more advices, there are a lot of people you can talk to. There's always your talent advocate, and maybe other co-workers too who were into the community. So it's an open platform where you can discuss with your peers, but also with the talent advocate. So you still have the same resources you had when you were seeking the job. So it's always good to be part of a community, because you never leave it.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah, sure.
And so what is happening this week, or maybe on the website that you can let us know is upcoming?
Well, actually, I'll answer that question. We have more events coming up, so if anybody is upset that they missed Friday's welcome reception, actually we're planning to have a number of seminars to answer people's questions, like the ones about how to write a good CV, how long should it be, how should I answer challenging questions like what's my greatest weakness. We're planning to have seminars for people to learn how to answer those kind of questions.
So we'll have more details about those events.
For sure, we'll let you know in advance.
All right, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
in
you.
studio. All right. You're now up to date with business news. Up next, sports news with Moses Virikunzira.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time now for your sports news. I'm Moses Birikunzira. Starting with local cycling. National cycling team riders are suspended over indiscipline. Abraham Ruhumuriza, All-African Games gold medalist, Janvier Hadi, and the Learning Tour of Rwanda winner Valence Ndaisenga were suspended on Saturday by Ferwasi over allegation of inciting teammates to strike before Tour de Rwanda. They were also given 48 hours ultimatum to apologize in writing for the misconduct. The suspension followed a strike involving 14 cyclists after Ferwasi declined their demand to pay $3,000 each before competing. Bayingana said, "We prefer to start from zero than to continue with a team that has indisciplined elements. We have a lot of talent in this country, and we will reinforce our talent detection process and start building a cycling team that is dignified and patriotic to our country." Now on to regional football. Tupisa Mazembe beat USM Alger to win 5th African Champions League title. Leading marksman Bwana Samantha scored from the spot on 75th minute before substitute Loja Asante put the icing on the cake in added on time as Mazembe completed the double over their guests, and 4-1 on aggregate to claim their 5th continental crown. Le Corbeau, whose other triumphs were in 1967, 1968, 2009, and 2010, pocketed $1.5 million for the feat, in addition to the ticket to represent the continent at the FIFA Club World Cup from 10th to 20th December 2015 in Japan. Now on to European football. Barcelona 3-0 victory over Villarreal put them top of La Liga table. Real Madrid suffered their first defeat of the season as at Sevilla, leaving Barcelona 3 points clear at top of La Liga going into El Clasico on 21st November. Goals from Sergio Ramos and James Rodriguez were not enough as Sevilla won the game 3-2 on Sunday. Earlier on the day, Barcelona won the game 3-0 thanks in a no small way to Neymar, who scored twice, in the second of which was a brilliant solo goal.
Of course, it's been a very hot weekend for the African Rains. Tepe Mazembe, Le Corbeau.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, for me, this surprise win never came. It was not a surprise win for me. After they won their game in Algeria, so I knew exactly that this was going for Tepe Mazembe. What was your take on the game?
Yeah, absolutely, for all Africans, especially those who are in sub-Saharan region. So we were all willing Tepe Mazembe to win the title.
I mean, Katumba had already said it.
Yeah, you know, he told all his players that this is the time for us to show the entire Africa that we can still win the Champions League. You know, in 2010, they played the Club World Cup and they were beaten on the final by Inter Milan. So they want this time around to go and compete with Barcelona in Japan in December. So it was a very good time for them to show the all Congolese, including us.
And of course, I saw the dance going up in the sky.
And of course, all the players went to the corner and they danced that same style.
I'm always looking forward to that.
That is really a very good entertaining. It was a very good entertaining game, though the goals came in the second half, you know, from 75 minutes and above. But it was not a surprise because after winning in Algeria and coming back and doing it again in Lubumbashi with 18,000 fans in the stadium, so it was everyone was cheering for TP Mazembe to win the game, and Moise Katumbi was very happy and he told all the fans, all the team that thank you for making me so proud.
Of course, and I'm pretty sure as we wrap up this talk that I can't wait to see, because I know in Rwanda we have a lot of fans of Tepe Mazembe, and I can't wait to see what they do at the club's Champions League in Japan. So what do you think they're gonna go make it to the finals?
This could be again another time because they're at the peak of their career. Every player is doing well, and I fancy them meeting Barcelona in the final in Japan once again. But this time around, they might go and compete to Barcelona, probably win the Club World Cup. Why not for African? We can do it.
Of course. Congratulations to Tepe Mazembe.
Congratulations.
All right, that's all we had. We'll be right back after the break.
It's unbelievable, but what you see is what you pay.
Let's take a look now at news making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
The Ministry of East African Community Affairs will on Thursday launch its 6th edition of the East African Community Awareness Week, aimed at raising awareness on the benefits of regional integration with a focus on students and border communities. Held under the theme 8 Years of Rwanda in the East African Community, Deepening the Regional Integration Agenda, Nathan Gasheja, the Director General of Coordination of East African Community Affairs, said this year's awareness will focus on community engagement based on special focus groups. The awareness is held in all East African Community member states during the month of November every year as directed by the Council of Ministers in 2010. The events across the region are aimed at raising awareness on the East African Community Integration Agenda.
Former Commerce Minister Professor Alexander Yambabaji has taken over as the new Executive Secretary of the Inter-University Council of East Africa. With the position being held on a rotational basis, Yambabaji replaces Tanzania's Professor Manyunga Nyunka, who has been at the helm of the regional academic organization since 2010. At a handover ceremony held in Kampala, Nyunka challenged his predecessor to prioritize harmonization of higher education in the region.
And in regional news, Rwandan President Paul Kagame has condemned upsurge in violence in neighboring Burundi. He said people are being killed every day. Bodies are found on the streets. Leaders are spending time killing people. On Saturday, 9 people were shot dead in a bar in the capital, Bujumbura. People began fleeing Bujumbura and other parts of Burundi before a government deadline on Saturday to handle illegal firearms. President Pierre Nkurunziza warned that those who refuse to obey the order will be dealt with as enemies of the nation.
And in international news, Sierra Leone has been declared free of Ebola by the World Health Organization. Thousands of people took to the streets of the capital Freetown at the stroke of midnight, marking 42 days without a single declared case of disease. There were further cheers when the HWO local representative made the official announcement. The breakout actually killed almost 4,000 people in Sierra Leone over the past 18 months.
Okay, lots more still to come. We take a look at lifestyle right now and our daily debate section, Hot Topics with Sherry Owase. We will be back.
Welcome back. It's time for Lifestyle and Hot Topics with me, Sherry Owase. Now, I visited the famous Mexican dish restaurant Meze Fresh, which is well known for its delicious burritos and how it is prepared. Take a look.
Okay, my name is Joseph Mugabo.
Right.
I'm a chief here at Meze Fresh.
Okay.
Right now I'm gonna prepare some salsas and salad to make just to fill our settings on the menu.
Yes.
Because by making the burrito that you saw on our menu, we use lots of our different salsas. As you see, we have the mango salsa. You can make the pineapple salsa, the pico de gallo, and some guacamole.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you going to make first?
The first we're gonna start with the mango salsa.
Okay.
Right now, to make the mango salsa, we have the mango itself. We have the
which is already cut
or cut it in dice. It's diced. Then the tomatoes, the green peppers, and diced onions.
Okay.
White onions, right?
Okay, white onion. Right.
We have some peppers, the chili pepper.
That is
here.
pepper chili.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the lemon juice.
Okay.
My name is Angamije Desire. I'm the manager at Meze Fresh. It's a restaurant that makes burritos. It's a Mexican food restaurant. We are specialized in burritos. We have chicken, beef, and pork burrito. So in those protein, you have different choices like rice, beans, guacamole, pico de gallo, pineapple. So depending on what a customer wants, you just bring the tortilla. It's something like chapati. You put everything you want depending on your choice. Like the staff asks you like, you want chicken and burrito? You just say yes. Maybe you just say I want rice and beans, guacamole, pico, the cilantro, depending on what you want. So it's your choice, then they wrap it. But if you don't like the burrito, we have burrito bowl, you can put it in a bowl. Or we have what you call meze salad. It's a fried tortilla that looks like a bowl. So your choices, depending on, like you choose what you want. At our table, we set like cold food on the side and hot food on the side. There's a machine down that turns the hot food hot to keep it hot and the salad to keep them cold. So the salads are always cold and the food which is supposed to be hot is hot. So that's what we do. And it's a fast food. We open from 11 to 11. So that's Monday to Saturday. And on Sunday we close at 9. So at 11, everyone is welcome.
Meze Fresh. Yeah. I've actually not been there.
You really need to go.
What are burritos and how do they taste like?
Let me tell you. First of all, there's something. It's a Mexican dish, and it almost looks like a chapati. It's made into. Okay, let me just explain one by one. So it's a meal that's wrapped into a chapati.
Oh, like a wrap.
Yes, but it's not a chapati. It's almost like it, a bit bigger and slimmer. And then it has. Before you have to choose what they put in it. So there's rice, there's beans, there's white beans, there's chicken, there's beef, there's any kind of meat, and then there's salads.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it's really very.
So you
delicious.
just put everything together, wrap it up, and eat?
Yeah, you wrap it up and eat. They usually do it for you, so you just tell them what you have. They don't really have like a menu where you can go and sit down and order a menu.
Yeah.
Everyone who goes to Meze Fresh, they know that.
So you have that all like by itself. You don't
Yeah.
have like fries on the side.
No, that's what they do.
And it's filling.
It's, oh my goodness, let me tell you, you cannot even finish one yourself.
Are you serious?
It's so filling.
I shall try.
You should go and try it. And the price is not really bad. It's just 4,000.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's
and
not
given
too
the
bad.
fact that it's a foreign meal.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's really nice. I think everyone should go. If you haven't been to Meze Fresh, you seriously need to go and
I
have
need
that
to go.
burrito. And guess what? I ate it after that.
You did?
Obviously.
You didn't bring me any?
No,
Now
you need
I
to go
know.
for yourself.
Now I know.
And you need to go for yourself as well. Welcome back, and it's that hot topics time again. As always, the Rise and Shine Rwanda team have been up and about gathering everything you need to know about what's happening here and abroad, from what's trending on Twitter to the debates in your local cafe. We've got it all for you right here, right now. So, to begin with, Sierra Leone has been declared Ebola-free. Very good news. After reaching the required 42-day mark with no infections recorded. However, local people have been sharing their reflections about the experiences of the outbreak and its impact, and it's very, very sentimental. Many patients who overcame Ebola following the 2014 outbreak are now facing physical and mental health problems, unfortunately, according to survivors groups in Sierra Leone. So the medical charity Medicines Sans Frontiers says that up to 80% are suffering with post-Ebola complications, such as joint pains and fatigue. So I think you read about that in the news, that
Yes.
it's been declared Ebola-free. But then the saddest thing is, and this is what I want us to talk about, is that there are complications. It's not just that they're free and everything, there are complications. And most of these people, it's affecting their sight. And not just like losing their vision, but it's a very, very painful thing. When I was researching on this on the news, and apparently Ebola, when it's clearing, it has an infection to do with the fluids in the eye. So it's very difficult, and it's also very costly. The government is really trying to follow this up, and much as people are okay and they're free, Ebola free, but I think it's also another sad thing. And also joints, they have fatigue in the joints, and some of them are having trouble moving and all that. So it's a happy moment, but at the same time we just have to keep on praying. Yeah, Moses, what are your views?
Yeah, I always believe that whenever there is such a big disease, it always have to leave something behind.
Right.
Even if people get free, but it can't really be free as nothing has happened.
Right.
So it's again, African people should again fight against those circumstances that is coming later on after the Ebola is cleared. Also, the governments, international communities also should also come up and join forces and keep on helping till everything is cleared and people are set free completely.
Yeah, while he was talking, I was actually thinking that the World Health Organization should have a recovery program,
right?
Where they actually look
follow it up.
Yeah, they follow it up. Once you were sick and now you've recovered,
right.
I mean, what are the next steps? They give you medication so that you don't have all those joint pains and you're not losing your vision and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I wouldn't say that congratulations. I can't say congratulations to Sierra Leone, but one thing I would like to say, I'll shout out to all those people that had a very big role. A lot of people put their lives at risk in trying to save a lot of people there.
Yes,
we saw,
and the country itself struggled a lot.
Yes, because if you look at Sierra Leone's economy, it was doing so bad. Part of what was leading Sierra Leone's economy was tourism. They were doing so bad. A lot of restrictions on flights going to Sierra Leone. And of course, a lot of stereotypes going on around the world. I mean, right now, this is the time that we as the media need to cover up Sierra Leone as a positive image, because for the past 1 year, Sierra Leone has, Guinea and Liberia have been covered up as Ebola destinations. So we need to bring up the clear image that's all
not the case.
Yes. So we need to at least give a hand as the media, and because if you put on CNN and all the other channels, international channels, this was the portrayal of what Sierra Leone and all other Ebola-affected countries were. So we need to revamp that image that all these countries have to a beautiful image that we need to see.
Right.
Yes.
So moving on. A few hours to come in Lagos, just today, there will be an African meeting for development of cinema organized by the African Film Consortium. The theme of the meeting is towards sustainable business framework for African cinema. Now, Rwanda will be represented by Ishmael Nihabose, the chairman of cinema in Rwanda. Let's just bring it back home. We have good news and the way the media is growing, and especially the movie industry.
Of course.
And so now Africa is meeting as the the board of the cinema and the movie industry, and they are looking to see how to develop this. And we have a representative going. Moses, what do you think?
It's very good for our film industry,
right,
and for Rwandans in general, because we've always been asking ourselves, when are we going to step up to a level of Nigeria and also
South Africa,
Ghana.
Right.
They are on level that they
Kenya.
can come to the Hollywood. So it's I think it's time now we have to concentrate and see whether we can bring that knowledge to here and change the way we do act and the way that we sell our products to other worldwide viewers.
Right.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I'm very proud of Rwanda as a whole.
Right.
And our industry is growing slowly but surely. And I believe,
and
once
promising.
Yes, definitely,
Right.
slowly but surely. And it's, yes, definitely promising. And I believe that once that meeting is over and they've taken all their notes, Ishmael will be able to come back and give us all the details that we need in order to make the film industry boom on another level. Don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine RW. Like us on Facebook and send us your ideas for programs. Check out our Rise and Shine YouTube page where you can catch all the stories and reports we do. Find us on Instagram, Rise and Shine RW. We love to see your pictures. Or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website, www.riseandshinerwanda.com. Well, that's all the time we have for today. We love to hear your feedback, and do let us know if you have any ideas for programs. You've been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Yvette Shimbusho.
And me, Ivan Magwene. We'll be at same time, same place tomorrow. Do join us then. But for now, from the both of us and the rest of the Rise and Shine team, have a very good day. Goodbye.
Bye.